peasant revolts, and the 100 Years' War. All these insurrections that we've just been discussing in the module prior to this took place after the plague, but scholars debate the extent to which the pestilence impacted the course of these rebellions. There were other contexts that influenced the way these movements developed. For example, in the case of revolts in England and France, it is important to bear in mind the impact of the 100 Years' War. As with other terms that we've discussed so far, 100 Years' War is not exactly accurate. No matter how you count it, this conflict was not exactly 100 years long, and the term arguably covers more than one war. The background of the conflict lies in the territories within the Kingdom of France that were owned by the kings of England. When William, Duke of Normandy, conquered England in 1066, he also kept the Duchy of English kings gained more French territories through marriage to nobles such as Eleanor of Aquitaine. They also lost French territories through conflicts and the encroaching power of French kings. So while the kings of France and England were both kings, in his French territories, the King of England was the Duke of Normandy and Aquitaine, making him technically subservient to the King of France. Start of the 100 Years' War. These issues came to a head when the French king, Charles IV, died without any sons in 1328. The French nobility acclaimed Charles IV's cousin, Philip of Valois, as King Philip VI of France. Philip VI tried to seize the remaining English holdings in Aquitaine and Ponthieu, and here's an image of the English king being obliged to pay homage to the French king for possession of those territories. Edward III of England responded by claiming that he was the true heir to the French throne. He was the grandson of an earlier King Philip through his mother, as you can see on this family tree here. By contrast, Philip VI was only the nephew of Philip IV. And you can see his descent traced in blue on the family tree. Because Edward was claiming the throne through his mother, and because he was not trusted by most French nobles, his claims only really found support in his own duchy of Aquitaine. Nevertheless, English forces invaded France, as shown in this later illumination to a chronicle. The 1340s to 1350s saw a series of English victories in France, and in Scotland, which was at that stage allied with France. These included Sluis, a naval battle in 1341, Crécy, and Poitiers. Edward the Black Prince, Edward III's eldest son, was able to create a quasi-independent principality in southwestern France. In 1360, the Treaty of Brittany secured a truce, but only for a while. One of the Black Prince's key tactics was the chevauchée. That just means ride, but what it entailed was English forces attacking, looting, and destroying French settlements to try to demoralize the local population.